Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode. It is the Monday after Thanksgiving weekend, our long weekend that I am coming to you. I've been wanting to do this episode since before Thanksgiving, quite frankly, and I have not been able to. It has been a real, if I'm just going to be straight with you, it's been really emotionally intense in my world. It has been an emotional shit show in the world of La Familia de Adra. And I don't want to get into logistics of it, but I find it to be incredibly interesting in terms of timing. If you haven't heard, I am introducing something I've never done before. It is walking through my food and feelings course, like literally how to untangle food and feelings. And this is really important this time of the year. This time of the year, the holiday season is a time when emotions are high. It is a time when we feel a lot, whether we're feeling a lot of high positive emotions or high negative emotions or a big mix of all of them. It is no joke. And if you happen to be a person who has a strong habit loop of reaching for food to cope, reaching for food because you don't feel it's not even that you don't feel, it's just that you have a strong habit loop of if I'm bored, then I'm gonna eat something to fix the boredom. If I'm anxious, then I'm gonna eat something. Or if I'm lonely, then I'm gonna soothe myself. Like it's not a cognitive thought, it's an unconscious, subconscious habit pattern that has been created for a lot of us since we were kids. And I know what it feels like. It feels out of control. It feels like food is in control. Whenever you feel that you are in control, there's this sense of being scared, like, when is it going to end? I had a call last week with a client, and she's a brand new client. And she was saying, I know that I comfort eat. So I eat to comfort myself, which is emotional eating. It is using food as a coping mechanism instead of working with what's going on in her body. And she said, "Sometimes it's no big deal. I can just have a little bit, but other times I don't know when it's gonna stop, and it scares me." And if you can relate to that in any way, then this podcast episode is for you. And again, I'm not gonna divulge into all of the intensity that's been going on in my family, but I will say all of us have been in it, man. There have been tears, there has been everybody's, like, getting triggered. Sleep has been affected where we're not feeling like we're getting enough sleep because there's somebody that we deeply love and our family member who's just really struggling right now. And it affects all of us, right? And so maybe some of you can relate to that. Maybe it's not that particular scenario, but maybe you could relate to something big going on in your life, something that we don't want to go through, right? It's not like it's something that I did to create this, right? But it's something that is happening that affects me. Right? So maybe you can notice the times in your life. Maybe it's happening right now. Maybe you're going through something right now where it's this big thing and you didn't ask for it. It wasn't even your fault. Like it's not like you can even bring it back to you. It's just that sometimes life hands us what I lovingly like to call shit sandwiches. And that's what this has felt like, is a big giant shit sandwich that we can't ignore, that needs love and support and attention. And quite frankly, it needs emotional regulation. It needs, for me, I'll just put myself in this, to be in a place where I can process what I'm feeling, where I can really do the real work so that I don't end up going numb and needing to numb out. So I don't end up eating myself into oblivion, drinking myself into oblivion, jacking my credit cards up into oblivion. Maybe some of you can relate to these habits and behaviors. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. I want to just touch in, and maybe you can't even relate to what I'm saying, but I bet that you can relate to, maybe if it's not happening now, that you can think of a time in the recent past where things have just been tough. And this is the hard part about my work, is that if you use food as a coping mechanism, it doesn't fucking feel good. It feels like food is in control and we just don't want to feel that way. At least I don't want to feel that way for sure. And so what I want to share with you is is I really want to talk to you about what we do inside of the Untangling Food and Feelings course. This is a course that is literally designed to go deeper, to go to deeper levels of why we overeat from our emotions. And for some of you, you might be going, "Oh, but I'm not an emotional eater." I hear this a lot. But what we finally figure out is that if you are eating for any other reason besides actual physical hunger, then there's usually a habit pattern and an emotional response that is attached to that. But our emotional body, for so many of us, is unconscious. For all of us, it is subconscious, where there's a little consciousness, but for a whole bunch of us, there's not even consciousness. And what's important to understand is that the way this rolls is that as soon as a feeling starts to transpire in your body, and a feeling is an emotion and a sensation. It is a way that doesn't feel something feels off in the body. And in that moment, using my little puppy doggy, what we do without even having consciousness around it is that we eat before we even feel the feeling. We eat before we have cognition and recognition of what that feeling is. Okay. And so I know that if you are here in my world of Hello Body Freedom, you've likely been on weight loss journeys. You've likely tried to lose weight. You've probably tried it multiple times on and off over many years. Studies show that we will spend over 17 years of our lives as women dieting. And what happens is you get in a good place, maybe emotionally, and you get your head on straight, and then you are able to follow a plan, but then life happens. Life hands you a shit sandwich. And then you go, "Oh, because that was a real stressful event, that's why I put the weight back on." But what you're really saying is that I am using food as the coping mechanism when my life gets tough. Okay. And there's a lot of reasons that we struggle with our weight, but I believe that the number one reason, especially if you have gained the weight back over and over again, or you've just not been able to really truly go on a sustainable weight loss journey and keep it off. What is going on is that there are underlying emotional issues that prompt you to eat in ways that you don't want to eat. And if we don't address that, if we don't actually address that behavior and the actual feelings and emotions, not just address it, process it, and resolve it, then you will just stay on this yo-yo weight loss. It just inevitable. I don't care if you go get a weight loss surgery, if you go get lap band or what is it called, lap band surgery or gastric bypass, whatever the surgery might be. I have a huge percentage of clients that come to me not once they get the surgery, but when the weight starts coming back on. Because even weight loss surgery is not an answer, it is a band aid. Because if we are not addressing the reasons why we were eating in the first place, then the weight is going to come back on. Okay. We just don't understand how to live in our emotional bodies in a way that is tolerable to us. And because it is not tolerable, we are using food. Okay, so this course is not only about understanding why we are overeating, but also it provides you with a lot of tools and skills to help you learn to be with and feel your feelings and emotions in a way that feels better than what you're used to, in a way that is actually tolerable to you. Okay. And so the way that I describe it is we are going to be working on expanding your capacity to be with complicated, difficult emotional states. And that is exactly what is going on in my life right now. It is a complicated, not black and white, difficult emotional situation that is affecting multiple humans in my direct family. Okay. And when we learn how to do this, it's not just that food won't be the answer anymore. That feels like the ultimate, right? Oh my God, I can leave the cookies in the pantry even when it's stressful situations. I don't think about eating as the answer when I feel lonely or stressed or sad or scared or bored or simply because I'm in the mood and I want it. None of those are connected to your own body's actual physical hunger. And so when you can actually do this, when you can expand your capacity to be with these complicated, difficult states, this is when food just becomes not an answer anymore. So, what I will say, I have been doing this work. I started my journey 12 years ago, and I am way, way on the other side of it. And so, what has been going on this last week has been a real tough week, right? It's not that the hard emotions just magically disappear and you like live on rainbow unicorn land and all you feel is happiness and bliss. Y'all, that ain't the point either. That doesn't exist on this planet. It's not about only being happy or only feeling peace all the time. No, it is about being able to feel a full spectrum of what it means to be a human on this planet. And for me this week, yeah, it's been a lot of big, difficult, complicated stuff, emotions, family dynamics. But I'm not eating myself into oblivion. I'm not eating because I'm feeling a certain way. I'm not drinking. I'm not spending money. I'm not doing drugs. I have a way of working with what's going on in my body that actually processes, heals, and resolves what I'm experiencing, which makes me a deeper, more, I'm not saying that it's easy. Like in this moment, it's feeling like difficult, but let me tell you, in a nutshell, when you can do this, food will not be the answer anymore. The next time you're feeling overwhelmed or stressed or upset, I'm literally going to teach you the step by step tools. And even in a difficult time, like what I've been going through this week, I'm just like, it's why I say over and over again the work that I've done around ending emotional eating, it did not just affect my eating. It didn't just affect my body where I stopped gaining weight and losing weight and I actually ended up in my ideal size. And I've been there for a decade now, right? Without the fluctuations up and down. That for my clients is like magic, but like it just goes deeper than that. The magic is deeper than that. You become a more whole human, y'all. So that is in a nutshell what the course is. All right. It is really what we're doing here. It's about touching the underlying issues. And I want to just give a shout out to so you can look to see if maybe this is right for you because it is Black Friday. We are giving this as an epic Black Friday deal, even though Black Friday was Friday and today I'm doing this on Monday and today is Cyber Monday. Like you have through the 30th. You have all the way through actually, you even have through December 1st. That's what we're gonna say, December 1st. There is still time to get this epic deal. There's no, like, countdown. You only have to do it on Friday and it's over. No. You have time to think this through, okay? And so you can go to hellobodyfreedom.com and you can just click on that and you will see a link that says Food Freedom Course. You will see it, okay? And so just see if this sounds like you. If you happen to be somebody who turns to food to soothe or comfort yourself when you are feeling sad, angry, lonely, frustrated, right? This course is for you. If you tend to abandon yourself and you abandon your self care, and then the next thing you know, instead of self caring, you're overeating and eating comfort foods when you feel overwhelmed by your emotions, you should totally check this out. This is gonna change your life, okay? If your eating feels totally out of control and you don't understand why your feel eating is out of control, I'm literally gonna help you understand, and I'm gonna show you how to shift it. It's very doable. You can make that happen now, okay? And if you are trying to understand how your emotions affect your eating behaviors and ultimately have the desire of feeling peace and ease in your relationship with food and eating, then you need this course. I don't know what to tell you. It is like Black Friday for 97 whopping dollars of right to get through this. And the reason why I think this is the most epic time of the year to do this mini course is because it is the holiday season. Even if you don't have an epic emotional turmoil situation like what we have going on in our family right now, the holidays evoke big emotions. They evoke memories that evoke emotions, they evoke scenes, they evoke stress, overwhelm, anxiety. They also evoke the big emotions. I can't tell you, but like emotional eating isn't just what we think of some poor little 20-something-year-old girl who's sad because her boyfriend broke up with her, so she's eating Ben and Jerry's out of a tub. Yes, that's emotional eating, but it shows up in a million other ways besides that. It shows up when you're really happy and it's a big event and you're super excited to see all these people. You could be ecstatically happy. But if you can't tolerate it, if your own personal nervous system can't tolerate what it feels like to have that much joy and bliss, And you have learned that when your nervous system gets at a certain level and it feels so like overwhelmed, whether it's overwhelmed with happiness or overwhelmed with grief, whenever your nervous system gets to that overwhelmed state and then you are using food, think about the parties that you've gone to where you just eat yourself into oblivion or drink yourself into oblivion. That is usually connected to an overwhelmed nervous system, whether it's overwhelmed happy, overwhelmed sad, overwhelmed lonely, like overwhelmed bliss, like whatever it is. In this situation, finding right relationship with food by untangling emotions, this is what we are doing here. Okay. This is what we are doing. All right. And so I want you to know that it is live. I will be teaching this over the course of 4 weeks, and we start Friday, December 1st. So even if you're listening to this after Friday, December 1st, and you're like, holy shit, I need this, click the button and I got you to figure out because this work is important. And the reason why I love it for the holidays is because it's like the perfect ground to start working because it's not about never eating the cookie or never eating the cake, but it is about having more consciousness and awareness and really learning that you can start immediately today to untangle food and feelings where you will feel more control. You will learn that I can have a cookie if I want a cookie, but I can untangle that from this desperate need to have a cookie because what if there are no more cookies? What if all the cookies are going to be gone? I need to hide this and sneak this. Or having emotional experiences of, okay, I'm just going to eat it all and that way I'll just get rid of it. No, that is wrong relationship with the cookie, y'all. Like, decades I spent my life in a relationship with cookies like that. No more, okay? And every single week, we are gonna have a very specific topic in a very specific order, and it's gonna be presentation style, and it's also gonna be Q&As. There's so many amazing bonuses that you get. If I added up all the bonuses that you get with this Black Friday deal, it's like over a $6,000 value you are literally getting for 97. It is just it's ridiculous. I literally did it this way I don't know, to make it like a no-brainer for you to just get your ass in and give this a try. What have you got to lose? But a horrible relationship with food and Christmas food and the holidays and coming into a more epic, peaceful, at ease, grounded relationship inside of your own body that is now moving towards that same exact relationship with food as well. Okay. If you have any questions, reach out to me. HelloBodyFreedom.com. That's where you go. If you just go there, you will see a button and it will say food and feelings, jump on the food and feelings course. And I literally cannot wait to see you there. I hope that you all had a lovely holiday weekend. If you live in the States, of course, if you don't live in the States, that was not a holiday weekend. But at the end of the day, this is the holiday season. We are now full-fledged in it. And my wish for you and me and my family and your family is that all of us can come to a place of uh, being able to feel what we feel, but not needing to go use shit to cope, being able to regulate our nervous system and ground into ourselves in a way that feels safe and nourishing. So that way we don't have to go use food in ways or booze or all the other things in ways that basically are detriment and don't actually help us move through and become deeper, more alive humans. And that is what I want for us to be so fully alive and awake and conscious to all of it. And we can't do that if we feel a little feeling and then our nervous system just shuts down. Okay. So I'm very excited to offer this course and I really hope you get there and I will see you. Bye, everybody. Thanks so much for coming and playing. See you next time.